Barack Obama. You could do the exact same thing with Trump. You could do the exact same thing with whoever you want.
With us.
With us. You can place whatever narrative you want out there with clever editing and enough footage. So I don't immediately just believe in these things. I still need for her to convince me that she's worthy of running this country.
I'm with you. I'm not, listen, but that's the whole point.
I know Trump
I'm with
is.
You.
In this video, we join Andrew Schulz and Charlemagne on their podcast, Brilliant Idiots. Andrew Schulz can't believe his ears when Charlemagne suggests that Kamala Harris was a great presidential candidate. With that, let's watch Andrew Schulz school Charlemagne on the fact that he backed a joke of a candidate.
Who's voting Democrat?
Probably about 80 million people.
Right.
Man, get ain't nobody voting for Kamala Harris.
Watch.
What?
Right.
By the way, I don't know.
It's been so funny to see everybody jump on the Kamala train immediately. Like, it was unanimously accepted that she was kind of boring, weird, and goofy for fucking, the last 4 years? Maybe even before that. She got lobotomized by Tulsi Gabbard in the debate. Everybody said the exact thing.
One bad bar.
Like, there's a million different things. Everybody was talking about her actual record, the fact that she's keeping these people in jail with the drug.
Not true, though.
But whatever, that was still the conversation.
That was the narrative. I got
the narrative. Like, and then as second she becomes the nominee, everything was forgotten. Immediate amnesia. You always talk about how like Republicans get in line. Democrats get in line, bro.
But that,
just yes. Who should I follow? Yes,
listen,
yes. Whatever you say, Daddy.
But that's
whatever you say.
That's why it was good for President Biden to step down,
right?
Because he was causing disarray.
Yeah.
When there didn't need to be no disarray. Nobody wanted to follow you. You need a leader that people want to follow.
So what are you following in Kamala? What do you see in her that you like?
Well, I supported Kamala since 2020, and I can point to three things that I like. I can point to the fact that I love, her mental health advocacy, and she's put her money where her mouth is since she's been vice president. I've been gave her props for that. Even though I do
what did she do? What did she do?
$285 million to mental health initiatives to increase the number of mental health professionals. Right? I think that they marketed it terrible. Nobody even fucking knew unless you follow her and unless you know are in the mental health space. I love her stance on small businesses. She has absolutely positively helped not just small businesses around the country, but in particular small black businesses with her economic empowerment plans. Those are things that I've always liked about her. Those are things that I actually supported her on. Her black maternal health thing. I'm a father of 4. I've watched my wife go through, extremely hard births. I've seen doctors firsthand. Well, we don't have no epidural. She could just deliver it. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I got money.
Yeah,
right? And I've seen that happen to her. So those are three things that I can point to in particular where I could be like, all right, regardless of, how you may feel about her, the individual, these are the issues that I can rock with, right? And she's the type.
Charlemagne suggested that Kamala was going to get about 80 million votes, huh? I think that gives you a pretty good idea of how close his finger is to the pulse of average Americans. So just in case you were considering listening to him and his political takes in the future and taking them seriously, just remember his little prediction here. He said it was not true that Kamala Harris was locking up black people for small misdemeanor drug crimes when she was the DEA of San Francisco. Charlemagne's telling us that's not true. I'd like to see some evidence of that, brother, because I think it's a matter of public record now. I don't think anyone disputes that. And if they did, it would have been a major talking point during the campaign. As for all of her accomplishments you suggest she did during her time as vice president, you had to dig deep for those things, didn't you? Dig deep for those things. Whatever you think she was going to do for black businesses, Charlemagne, she wasn't going to do anything for black businesses. Black people get promised things every single election by the Democrats. They vote for them, and they never make good on them. When will you learn? She doesn't care about black people. Democrats don't care about black people. They care about making themselves wealthier. Let's get back to it.
Type person that I don't have a problem saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to vote for her. I'm going to vote for her. I didn't even want to say that about Joe Biden. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even want to say that.
So you're saying she's an upgrade to Joe Biden?
100%.
I just don't know anything about her. Like, I just haven't heard anything about her. I don't know what she's good at. I don't know what she believes in. She just seems like a cog in the Democratic machine. And let me clarify.
What's wrong with that?
There are cogs in the Republican machine.
Yeah.
But to me, it's just another, if I don't exactly if I want to know what I'm voting for, and I'm going to vote for a person and a human being, then I want to know what their specific beliefs are. And now she's going to have time to express those.
And I will say I'm a little too close to the situation because, you know, back in 2016, when I was like, yo, who's next? Like, who's going to be that person in the future that people are going to rally around, yada, yada, yada. You know, she was a senator then, and that's like, I just, you know, didn't just come across her. Of course, you know, just doing research. And I'm like, okay. So I started watching her in Senate hearings and, you know, how she would be getting at him. I'm like, oh, okay. I like her energy. So we invited her on Breakfast Club. She came to Breakfast Club in 2000. Her first Breakfast Club interview, I believe, was 2017 when she was a senator. And I thought she was cool then, like just having a conversation, just vibing. And, you know, when she decided to run for president, I was on the campaign trail with her. I was in Brooklyn, Somerville, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. Like I was out there with her. Like I've had conversations with her. I've had, you know, conversations with her sister, Maya. Maya used to work on Hillary's campaign. That's why I met Maya. I didn't even know Maya and Kamala was related. I remember when Maya came there with Kamala, I was like, oh, you working with Kamala Harris now? And she was like, that's my sister. And I was like, oh, Harris. I didn't even put two and two together.
Yeah.
So my point is, I have, you know, spent time with her on air and off air. So I do know where her heart is, and I do know where she was limited over the last 4 years. Now, is it frustrating for me? Absolutely. Because when you see when you know a person and you know where their heart is and you know what they want to do, but you see the handcuffs put on them, and when you're with them, they're one way, but then in front of the camera, they turn into super politician. And I'm like, you don't have to. No, you don't have to be that.
Be
like,
yourself.
The language of politics is dead.
Dead.
Trump killed it. Give him credit for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So being that we know the language of politics
If you like watching videos like this one, like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. Let's get back to the video.
is dead. What I'm hoping over the next 103 days or whatever it is, we really truly get to see her. And I've seen glimpses of it this week in the speeches that she's been giving.
Now, I will say this. From the people that I've spoken to that have interacted face-to-face with Kamala, they find her very charming.
She is.
When you're a public figure, it's very easy to create narratives around you. Like I've seen all this stuff that they do with I mean, she probably has like hundreds of hours of footage of her giving speeches. It's very easy to just create these narratives that make her look bad.
Absolutely.
Like she says unburdened in all her speeches. It's like you could do the exact same thing with Barack Obama. You could do the exact same thing with Trump. You could do the exact same thing with whoever you want.
With us.
With us. You can place whatever narrative you want out there with clever editing and enough footage. So I don't immediately just believe in these things. I still need for her to convince me that she's worthy of running this country.
I'm with you. I'm not listen, but that's the whole point.
I know Trump
I'm with
is.
you. That's the whole. That's the whole point of campaigning.
But I need her to convince me.
That's the whole point of campaigning.
Yeah,
so, like, you're absolutely right. She got to go out there and earn people's votes.
And the way that she can do that is not only charming the people, because that is very effective, obviously, but like, tell us what you want to do. Tell us what you believe in and tell us what you're going to execute.
Now, and by the way, I'm basing this off an agenda she had in 2020.
Right.
2024, I don't, you know, I still know some of her agenda, but I don't know what her future plans are. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just going to be interesting. I just want to see her be herself.
Yeah.
If she's herself over the next 103 days, oh, we are in for a good ride.
Now,
because styles make fights, Andrew shows. And this is going to be one of the best we've ever seen. And I'm going to tell you why.
Wow, he is not good at predicting things. Good Lord. I wouldn't brag, Charlamagne, about being close to Kamala Harris or knowing her well. I don't think it's the flex you think it is. It's very, very embarrassing, especially for a man. So, Charlamagne, you said she turns into another person when she's in front of a camera. Why do you think that might be? Because she's fake. She's very charming. Why do you think that might be? Because you're a celebrity and the people Andrew's talking to that have met her are celebrities, so she can turn it on and be a different person in front of people she deems worthy. Narcissists and serial killers are charming. That doesn't tell you anything about the soul of an individual. But he is right. No one ever got to see the real her because she's forgotten how to show that. There isn't a real her. The real her is whatever she's told to believe in that minute, at that point in time. Anyway, let's wrap it up.
Why?
yeah, tell me.
First of all, I don't like the identity politics of it. Now, I don't care about the woman of color or the woman part, but this is where the woman part comes into play for me. Roe v. Wade has been abolished.
Yeah.
If you're a certain age, there are less constitutional rights available for you than when you were born. I'm 46 years old. So there was more constitutional rights when I was born than now. Roe v. Wade has been abolished. A woman can speak to that better than a man. A woman can speak to, women needing their reproductive rights better than a man. It's going to be hard for Trump to go. They don't even try. They try not to bring abortion up, really, unless they're talking to each other.
He's distancing himself from it.
But she's going to bring it to him.
Yeah, but
right?
that might not work, though, because her bringing it up alienates her from those hardcore conservatives that are completely against abortion.
I think she's willing to take that risk.
No, but they're never going to vote for her anyway. But those people aren't going to not vote for Trump, even if he's more lenient about abortion. They only have one option that's going to speak to the rest of their beliefs, and that's Trump. So I don't think it moves the needle anyway.
But the abortion thing moves the needle on the independents.
And we want to hear from you. What did you guys think about this conversation between Andrew Schulz and Charlemagne? Let us know in the comments. Anyway, as always, really appreciate you watching, and we will see you on the next one.